Welcome back to another segment of the DLA in the News.
Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. The DLA guru is back in the building. Back in the building. Yes, indeed. Yes. I'm in here today in the building for our bi-monthly scheduled live stream dedicated to our Brigadier Generals and Patreon members. You know who you are. You know who you are. If you are joining me, it looks like we have, how many viewers we have? We got 3 likes in the building right now. 1 current viewer. My Brigadier Generals, Patreon members, if you guys are chiming in today, go into the community forum tab. You know where to find the link to the StreamYard. It's dedicated just for our Brigadier Generals on YouTube. And if you are my Patreon community, you want to go to the community forum tab in Patreon, you will find the unique StreamYard live stream link that you click on. You can meet me over here in the waiting room in StreamYard. You guys know I always like to have a quorum of Brigadier Generals and Patreon members in the waiting room before we go live to our closed circuit bi-monthly scheduled live stream where you can cam up and mic up with yours truly, the DLA guru, to talk anything and everything related to the DLA. But until we have that, you guys know I always love to deliver a lot of great content for you. Today we have a fantastic live stream agenda to talk about 4 steps to establish wholesale dealer accounts. But before getting into that, I want to have a few more people kind of chiming in, coming on into the waiting room here within the YouTube streets. Looks like we have some comments kind of floating in. I appreciate the love. Yes. Let me know before getting into. Okay, great. We got 3 concurrent viewers, 3 likes. Great. Hey guys, if you notice the background's a little different today. I am hailing from Galveston, Texas. Yes, I am on vacation for the weekend, but I had my bi-monthly live stream scheduled on the same weekend, and the DLA guru always shows up in order to give you relevant content that is dedicated to your success with the Defense Logistics Agency. So come one, come all. Join me in these YouTube streets so we can talk a little bit about the DLA. Now, if you have any questions today during this public forum, again, I got about 20 or 30 minutes of a fantastic presentation that I think is going to add tremendous value to you. You have to be a subscriber to the channel in order to drop any comments that you may have in the chat. So feel free to hit that subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to do that. Looks like we got some comments posting up on the screen already. We've got Mr. Freedom in the building. All right, Mr. Freedom, thank you. My very first comment today. I appreciate you too for showing up. Got some great content for you today, Mr. Freedom. So thank you again for that comment. I always love to have some comments and some engagement in my chat. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and dive into today's live stream presentation. You guys know I always want to deliver a lot of value to you. Let me see here. Believe it or not, guys, I'm only working on my laptop today. This is the very first time that I've done this. So pardon the dust. I'm building it while I fly it. But today's live stream is all about top 4 steps to establish wholesale dealer accounts. And I think you're going to really appreciate some of the content today, because a lot of folks say, hey, in order to be successful with the DLA, you have to have access to vendors. And if you don't have any access to vendors, you are dead on arrival, DOA. All right. So that's what today's live stream is going to be about. But before getting into my stream today, I wanted to let you guys know who I am. For those of you who may be new to me, new to my content, my name is Kiwi Hendricks. I am the U.S. government sales manager with the National Material Supply Company. We have been servicing the U.S. federal government by way of the DLA for the past 20 years. And I've coined the name the DLA Guru because I have skipped my knee, bumped my head enough to know what not to do in order to be successful with the DLA. And I think at this point, this junction in my life, that I'm here to be able to provide some coaching, some assistance in your DLA journey. So come one, come all. Thank you again for tuning in to my live stream today. And want to just welcome you to the channel. Welcome. All right. Now, and I just mentioned this, guys, in order to drop some comments in the chat, you have to be a subscriber to the channel. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button. And you guys know that I always love some likes. Looks like we got 4 likes in the building, 2 concurrent viewers. So people are kind of bouncing in and bouncing out. But feel free to hit that like button and share this content with anyone that you think may be able to benefit from some of the messages here in these YouTube streets as it relates to the Defense Logistics Agency, the world's largest customer. As you guys know, the DLA spends over $50 billion. Yes, that's billion with a B, to namely small businesses. It's the best thing since sliced bread. In my opinion, especially if you're new to the government contracting, you're over on the SAM.gov side and you're looking at the service-based contracts and you're like, wow, how in the world can I get involved with that? Well, hey, the DLA is what I like to say is some kind of low-hanging fruit. The barriers to entry are very low to get involved with it. But not only selling to the DLA, again, today's live stream is about how you can capitalize on it. And, every time I click the button, this computer is giving me a hard time here. So bear with me, guys. Let me just maybe click in and advance the slides this way. Yes. All right. You also, before I move on to the next slide, you want to make sure that you hit the notification bell because you don't want to be a day late and $1 short whenever I go live here in these YouTube streets to provide relevant content to support your DLA journey. But today's live stream, again, it is 4 steps to establish wholesale dealer accounts. And you may say, well, DLA Guru, what are these steps? Like, why is it that I'm having a difficult time getting the right pricing or even getting vendors to communicate with me as it relates to my request for quotes that I send them? I make phone calls, no one ever returns my phone calls, and I'm missing these DLA opportunities. Well, the first thing you got to do when you're reaching out to these new vendors or manufacturers, are in our world, we call them OEMs, which stands for Original Equipment Manufacturer. So anytime you're reaching out to the companies that have those NSNs, that build those national stock numbers, the first thing you want to do when you reach out to them, you want to request a dealer application. You may say, well, so what is a dealer application? You want to be specific because there are different types of ways that you can connect with companies. And if you're not talking the lingo, sometimes companies don't really know what you're asking for, or they feel like you're just wasting their time. And that might be why you may be running into some roadblocks and not being able to gain access to a lot of these companies and vendors that you want to do business with. And so you want to ask for a dealer application. And a lot of these dealer applications are going to ask for a lot of information. It's going to want to know your company. They want to know when your company was founded. They want to know banking information. They want to know who are the stakeholders within the company. They want to know if you are a joint venture with a bigger company. It's just a lot of information that they're going to ask you in these dealer applications. And you want to be very, very honest when you fill out the dealer applications, because they will fact check every single thing that you put on those applications. And by the way, if you don't have any information related to questions they're asking on those applications, always just put an NA, do a non-applicable, because if you don't have the information, you don't have the information. All right. So you want to make sure that you're answering all the questions they're asking as succinctly and as honestly and as accurately as possible, because if you don't get past that phase, you can pretty much say that your application will be DOA, dead on arrival. So the dealer application by far is one of the first steps that you want to establish a relationship with a potential new vendor. All right, let's see if we got any comments in the building. All right, we got 2 concurrent viewers and 4 likes. All right, hey, it's one of these getting close to the end of the year, end of the summer, I should say. And, a lot of people may just be kind of relaxing and chilling. So if you don't get a chance to check this live stream, you can always catch me on the replay, of course. But for those of you that are in the building, if you are chiming in a little bit late, feel free to drop where you're hailing from, your city and state. I always like to know exactly where my reach is going. And if you're in another country, a NATO nation, feel free to drop your country that you may be hailing from, because I'm getting a lot of people in foreign countries taking a look at the DLA Guru is cooking, because the DLA is not only for American companies, it also can support global companies as well. If you are lucky enough to be headquartered in one of the 28 NATO nations that are recognized by the DLA, you have an opportunity to sell to the world's largest customer, the Defense Logistics Agency. All right, so moving on. The next thing that I think is very, very important when it comes to being able to establish a wholesale dealer account is gaining access to at the state level. All right. So you want to gain access to wherever state that you may be hailing from or headquartered in. You want to make sure you reach out to your Secretary of State Office of Administration, and you want to apply for a sales tax exempt certificate. All right. And a lot of times the sales tax exempt certificates, and it varies from state to state, but they're going to ask information about, like, again, where you're headquartered out, where's your address. They want to know if you have an LLC, an INC, or S Corp, C Corp, things of that nature when you're filling out the sales tax exempt certificate applications. But it's free to do at every single state. All the 50 states have a sales tax exempt certificate process that you have to apply for. And what that's going to allow you to do with new vendors that you're reaching out to, lets them know that you are an official company, that you are registered at the state level. So a lot of companies do not understand that being recognized by your state is very, very important when it comes to dealing with OEMs and other wholesalers that are in this particular supply chain arena in support of government contractors. So this is just one of those things that you got to make sure that you're registered. And if you need some assistance with some of this, you guys know where to find me. Yes, the DLA Guru. I'm always here to provide a lot of support for all you guys who are new to DLA, new to the government contracting arena. If you're just a new business, let me go ahead and do this for those of you in the back. Feel free. You see below my chin, pardon the clouds in the back. Yeah, this is a reflection. I decided I'm kind of, looking at the ocean, so you can kind of see hopefully you can see the palm trees and things. It's a nice breeze. Hopefully the mic is working well. If you guys are having a difficult time hearing me, feel free to drop me a comment in the chat and say, hey, DLA Guru, talk close, get into the mic. I can't hear you. Hopefully you can definitely hear me. All right, great. We got 3 concurrent viewers, 5 likes. Fantastic. People are kind of chiming in and tuning in and tapping out, tuning in and tapping out. Hey, I got a lot of relevant content today. Hopefully you guys are going to really enjoy today's presentation for those of you who are new, kind of chiming in here. But as I was saying, if you need some assistance with your particular state, because I think we are probably registered in about 20 different states where we have the ability to get sales tax exempt certificate. We have sales tax exempt certificates for about 20 different states. And I'll explain a little bit more why that's so important, especially when it comes to buying wholesale for resale. You want to make sure that companies that you're working with allow you to buy from them, and you don't have to be worried about paying the state sales tax, right? Because Uncle Sam does not pay taxes, so why should you? All right, so you are basically buying to resale, and you have to get all that registered and all that's tracked at the state level. So it's very, very important that you guys adhere to the policies. My mom used to always tell me, whenever in Rome, you want to give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. And this is one of those particular processes that you just cannot thwart. You must register at the state level for where you're HQ'd or whichever state that you may be doing business out of. And that's why I put on the screen there your place of business, because if you have products being shipped to that location in whatever state that you're doing business out of, you want to make sure you're registered at the state level so the state knows that you are doing business within the confines of their state lines. All right, so that's very, 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 very important, and OEMs will love you for it. The next thing that I want to point out to you is the W-9 form. So many people forget that the W-9 form is very, very important, and it shows that you're buttoned up. Your business has all the reporting at the state and federal level. The W-9 is about the federal level. Let me go ahead and throw this on screen for you guys, because I want you to understand the W-9. A lot of folks just don't recognize how important it is to have a W-9 on file that you can share with vendors. And a lot of times vendors may not even ask you for the W-9s. It's always great to volunteer it, because when you provide them with the W-9, they say, wow, this company is really tuned in, tapped in, and they're making sure that we are covering our bases working with this vendor as well, because reporting at the state and federal level is very, very important from a wholesale community. From a wholesaler perspective, and being a part of that supply chain community, having these types of documents. Really easy to find the W-9 form. You can log on to IRS website, IRS.gov, do a search for the W-9. They're always doing revisions to the W-9. And as you can see on screen here, this is the revision as of March of 2024. Really, really simple to fill it out. And if you guys are having difficulty filling it out, I think there's a general instructions page that comes with it as well. Today's live stream is not me, the DLA guru, stepping you through how to fill out the W-9 form, but it's pretty self-explanatory. But of course, if you need a little assistance and you're like, hey, I could use some coaching in this area because we're talking at the federal level, feel free to drop me an email at thefed.contracting@nmsupply.com, as you can see right below my chin there, and we can book a one-on-one contracted consult with yours truly, the DLA guru, where I can help steer you through how to successfully fill out these types of forms in order to have your company be presented correctly when you're knocking on the doors for new vendors that you're interested in buying from wholesale for resale to federal contracting agencies. All right, fantastic. Before moving on to bullet point number 4, let me go ahead and check to see if we have any more comments that are kind of chiming in here. All right, no new comments in there. Feel free. Hey, Mr. Freedom, by the way, if you're still connected with me right now, if you have any questions related to the DLA, if there's a solicitation that you're going after, a national stock number or NSN that you're interested in looking at, today is the day, and here in the public forum, that I will be able to answer any questions that you may have, or anyone that may be chiming in. Today is that day, because right now, as I'm checking, I don't have any brigadier generals or Patreon members that are in the waiting room here on StreamYard. So until they start to kind of roll in, you guys have full access to yours truly, the DLA guru. And by the way, if you want to meet us over here within StreamYard for today's live stream training, you can cam up and mic up with me. In the comment section of my chat here, you will see pinned a way that you can connect and join at the brigadier general level. So feel free. It's instantaneous. If you join right now, you can meet me over here in StreamYard. You have access to the StreamYard link and all that good stuff. I mean, instantaneous. Once you guys elect to invest and support the channel at the brigadier general level, you'll have access to me, yours truly, the DLA guru, and we can talk. I mean, I'm spreading the beans. I'm spilling the beans. I'm going to give you all the insight, all the know-how, 20 years of information that's between my head and under my cap. I'll be able to pull the cap back and pour all this knowledge right into you to help jumpstart your business so that you can get your piece of the DLA pie. This is what today's live stream is all about. But moving on. Yes, you know, you guys know me. I get really, really excited talking about the DLA and supporting small businesses because, hey, this is what my mind is myopically focused on, supporting you, the small business owner, in doing business with the Defense Logistics Agency. This is what this channel is all about. Everything related to the DLA. This is who I am, the DLA guru. Yeah, so number 4, to the top 4 steps to establish wholesale dealer accounts, you must have your banking and credit references on point. A lot of companies don't recognize that if you're reaching out to wholesalers and you're going after $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 contracts, that you're going to have your ducks in a row, and you're going to have to make sure your camel is tied up as it relates to your banking and your propensity or your ability, your track record of being able to pay from a credit perspective. So banking and credit references are paramount, and the presentation of your banking and credit references are going to speak volumes to how a potential OEM or a vendor may look at your business to allow you to be accepted into the wholesale community, into that wholesale family. And banking and credit references by far, and again, these 4 steps are not in any type of order of priority. They are all very important. I recommend you have access to, well, not access, but just knowing how to go about getting these top 4 pieces of information created and logged and saved and stored, and being able to wash, rinse, and repeat and share this type of information with any manufacturer or any vendor from a wholesale perspective that you're interested in partnering with as you're tackling DLA solicitations. All right, so the banking and credit references, again, by far, I think, is probably the most important, because if you can't prove that you have any kind of fiduciary responsibility, no one's going to do business with you, because everyone's in business to make some money. So you have to prove that you know exactly how to handle the dough. And you know what, DLA Guru, I never let you guys down. Yes, I do have a fantastic digital product that I think will support you. It is my vendor banking and credit references template. It's a template that I created that we use in-house We've had a ton of students who log on to hecdistribution.com where you can pick up a copy of my vendor banking and credit references template. It's highly recommended. It's going to give you exactly the layout that top OEMs like the Boeings of the world care about. All right. And it's going to tell you exactly all the information for each vendor source that you maybe have done business with in the past, or you're just getting started. For example, if you're very new to the government contracting or new to the DLA and you got your account with Grainger, it's going to tell you exactly what other OEMs are looking for as relates to the information from Grainger. So when you submit to them your banking and credit references, they're going to reach out to Grainger. They're going to say, hey, has this company, Mr. Freedom, for example, has Mr. Freedom done any business with you guys in the past 90 days? And in those 90 days, did they pay on time? You know, were they late paying you? What is the credit limit that you guys have offered? A lot of companies will look at that and say, okay, if Grainger can do it and take a chance with this company, we'll take a chance with the company. And the more business you do, it just kind of grows and grows and grows. And this banking and credit reference template is designed specifically to harness all that relevant information as it relates to presenting your company in its best light as you're going after and tackling establishing new wholesale accounts and dealer accounts with manufacturers and vendors. Now, you may say, DLA Guru, okay, hecdistribution.com, what does that look like? You know, like, where can I find this stuff, man? Hey, you know what? You know what? Oh my God, I forgot. Here, let me take this back. Let me take it back a couple of steps. No one in the comments says, hey, we can't see it. I didn't know. I'm just kind of talking and just going a mile a minute here. Let me go ahead and click back and get you back in my presentation here. All right. So didn't know that you guys can see it. Now you can see it. But what I was saying, without showing you the actual PowerPoint, is vendor banking and credit references. This is where you go and get this template at hecdistribution.com. It's a fantastic site where you can get this information. So let me go ahead and show you what that looks like, guys. And if you log on to HEC, and I kind of had all this stuff ready, set up here for you here. Okay, we're going to do it here. I'm going to share that. Okay, if you go to hecdistribution.com, which I did earlier here, you just go ahead and you type in www.hecdistribution.com. You can type in NMS e-learning systems. And as a matter of fact, for those of you who are just kind of chiming in here, I'm going to go ahead and drop this in the chat as well. So you can have easy access to bookmark this particular hyperlink. And this will get you to the landing page where I have all these fantastic DLA related tools. Let's see, we got the DLA informal cost breakdown tool. We got the MIL standard 129 pre-printed unit ID labels, the unverified questionnaire, and the vendor and banking and credit references product. And you may say, well, DLA Guru, how much does that cost? Right now it's on sale for $44.99. Yes, it's a little bit of an investment, but it's going to take you a long way. Once you click on that link, you're going to go ahead and here, and you'll see a little bit more information about what you get with this particular investment. Once you add it to your shopping cart and you click the checkout, you will be able to download this particular template that I highly, highly recommend you take a look. Because if you have these types of tools and you go knocking on manufacturers' doors, they're going to definitely say, hey, this company knows exactly what the world they're talking about. You know, they have that look and feel. They have that new car smell. This is what's going to happen when you have these types of documents to support the growth of your business in the federal contracting arena. All right, cool. Let me go ahead and get back over to my presentation. Let me get back. Hey, by the way, guys, in the chat, if you can't see, if I'm just going a mile a minute and you're like, DLA Guru, change the slide, let me know. Just drop me a comment in the chat because I see all the comments as they pop up, so I can make sure that I'm on the right page. Sometimes I'm just going a mile a minute and not looking at every single thing. You know, I'm building wide fly. I'm building a Wi-Fi, and I'm loving it at the same time, guys. All right, cool. Let's see. Do we have any questions in the chat there? Mr. Freedom, you got anything for me? Anything for me at all? Feel free to drop that in the chat because I am here to answer any questions that you may have. All right, cool. And let's go back over here. Now, for those of you who may just be chiming in on the replay, and you're like, DLA Guru, fantastic. I've seen a lot of your videos. You're always providing us with all type of relevant information, all kind of, nuggets and gems of how to get started and not skin your knee and bump your head as you're getting involved in your journey with DLA contracting with the DLA. You may say, hey, I want to reach out to you and talk one-on-one. It's great to send emails, but I'm really a type of person that I like to talk to whoever I may be looking to coach with. Hey, guess what, guys? I offer a 15-minute pre-screening phone call. It's really simple to connect with me. If you're seeing this on the replay, look in the description of this video. You'll see a link where you can connect with me for a pre-screening phone call where we can talk everything related to your company. I can learn a little bit more about you, where you are in your government contracting journey, and I can let you know whatever I recommend as far as training programs that we may offer, and inviting you into our DLA, our growing DLA vendor network. This is where that 15-minute pre-screening phone call is all about. You get to know a little bit more, learn a little bit more about me. It's more intimate, more personable, and a lot of folks are taking advantage of the 15-minute pre-screening phone call. So this is a great way for you guys to reach out and touch yours truly, the DLA guru, and a lot of folks are getting a lot of value out of that. And by the way, I will not pander. If I feel like your company is not where it needs to be, I'll say, hey, you guys are not ready for the DLA just yet. This is some of the things, some of the pre-work that I think you need to do before you invest in some of these types of training programs. This is what the 15-minute pre-screening phone call is all about. As you guys can see with all the videos in my content, in my catalog, I'm all about being transparent. I am the people's choice as it relates to the Defense Logistics Agency, and I will make sure that I'm here to provide as much value on your DLA journey as well. So that's what the 15-minute pre-screening phone call is all about. So I urge you to reach out and touch me. And again, today's live stream, bi-monthly live stream, is all about my Brigadier Generals and Patreon members. Yes, I recommend that you join me at the Brigadier General level, because that's where you're going to get really a lot more information, especially if you're on the sidelines and you're not ready to commit to a full-fledged training program. You can join at the Brigadier General level. It's a much cheaper investment where you can at least understand and hobnob with other DLA contractors who are new to the DLA, who are finding success with the DLA, and you'll be able to hobnob with me. Of course, it's still virtual, but hey, we'll be in StreamYard where you can cam up and mic up with me bi-monthly. And there are so many other perks that come along with being a Brigadier General. There's a lot of content that I provide that's members only, for Brigadier General level members, eyes only, and that's available in both YouTube and in the Patreon community. Again, to be a Patreon member, you have to have graduated successfully from one of my training programs that's offered on the Think Epic platform. But hey, that's again for my Patreon community. You guys know who you are. You're always having continuous DLA learning. So that's what it's really, really all about. If you're getting involved with DLA, because you can, I tell everyone, being involved in government contracting, it is a really it can be tumultuous if you don't have the right network, right? The DLA spends $50 billion a year. They award over 10,000 contracts every single day. And at any given moment, they have hundreds of thousands of solicitations that are on the DLA's internet bid board system ready to be bid. And it's just a vast sea. You guys can't see what I can see here, but I'm facing the Gulf, and it's just like, it reminds me of government contracting, where it's just so vast, and you have all these different opportunities that are below the sea, and you have to know how to mend your net. You have to know how to navigate your ship, and you have to avoid hazards and disaster. You got to avoid oil spills, right? In order to be successful in landing your piece of the pie, catching one of those big fish that will change the trajectory of your business and that of your family. This is what the DLA vendor network is all about. And so, hey, feel free, take a look at, what I got on YouTube University, in the public forum. But if you're really, really serious about the DLA, highly recommend that you join us at the member level. That is the paid member level, because there's even more value. Hey, you pay it forward, and I give it back to you tenfold. That's what this DLA vendor network is all about. Thank you again for supporting my channel. Thank you again for supporting my community. You know, I just love the views that are coming in. I love the engagement. I love all the emails that are coming, and you know, just seeing the channel growing. I think we're embarking on 2,400 subscribers. Yes, yes. I think we're like one subscriber away for 2,400 subscribers. My goal by the end of this year is to reach 5,000 subscribers. And I can't do it without you, each and every one of my subscribers that are supporting the DLA Guru. So, hey, share this content. Talk more about the DLA amongst your friends, family, loved ones, and the business community. Any of your business colleagues that you may have. Let's spread the word. There are a lot of content creators that are here in these YouTube streets that are talking about government contracting, talking about the DLA. Hey, everyone is doing, you know, is providing as much value as they can. So you got to find a lane that works for you. So I invite you to just get involved. You know, don't have information overload. Don't have the analysis paralysis. Just get involved. Join the community today so that you can start to get the coaching and get the support. Have your accountability partners that can kind of help you through this, because it's not easy, you know, but it's easy if you have the right community, right? It's not easy by yourself, but it's more effective and more attainable if you have a great community that's supporting your journey. And that's what the DLA Vendor Network is all about. But hey, guys, thanks for watching today. Thank you. Thank you. Not a lot of engagement today. I mean, you know, hey, it's Saturday. You know, hey, I'm on the beach. Got a nice, you know, I guess this would be considered tropical. I got palm trees around me and whatnot. But, you know, you never think Galveston, Texas would have, you know, all of what they have out here, man. This is this is my second time in Galveston. I came out here in my I think it was like early 20s when I first got out of college and came down. And I guess I really just didn't really understand how beautiful Galveston is, but this is a great place to be. If you guys have never been to Galveston, Texas, this is a great place, man. It's just got the beach, you got the Gulf. I mean, they got houses built on stilts. I mean, I guess they're getting all, you know, the hurricanes and floods coming in. I've never seen so many homes built on like stilts, literally, you know. But this is another part of the United States. You know, the U.S., it's just a beautiful place to be. You can get everything in one country. It's amazing. But yeah, so let's see. We got any more comments? Yeah, we got Jasmine in the building. Thank you, Jasmine, for the accolades there. I appreciate you there. Throw Jasmine up there. She's giving me some hands up and some claps. Thank you for that. And you guys know me. I always will stick around. My bi-monthly pre-scheduled live stream is a 2-hour live stream. I am here for you guys to access. Tune in and tap into me. And it doesn't look like we have any brigadier generals. Let me check just to make sure. Or Patreon members in the waiting room here over in StreamYard. So you guys still have access to me right now. So any questions or comments that you may have, here, let me go ahead and throw this up here. I always like to hang out here for a little while. I haven't gotten any great comments. You know, like I always look forward to these bi-monthly live streams. And I'm like, okay, cool. Anybody got questions for me? Anything DLA related? Or, hey, if you don't have anything DLA related, maybe you have something government contracting related in the GOVCON space. Got anything that's kind of keeping you up at night in the SAM.gov arena? Maybe I can shed some light onto any questions that you guys may have there as well. Let me know if there's any thoughts that you may have. All right, Mr. Freedom, are you still with me? Looks like we have 3 concurrent viewers. No likes. I didn't see any comments coming from you, Mr. Freedom. Again, I think you chimed in on my last live stream, so I remember the name. And I'm glad to see that you are enjoying some of the content. But if the cat's got your tongue, Mr. Freedom, you know where to find me. You can find me here at fed.contracting at nmsupply.com. Feel free to send me an email if you'd like to just speak, you know, closed circuit. You don't like the kind of the YouTube community to put out information that's public. Hey, you know, feel free. I'm all about the private conversations as well. We can cam up and mic up, Zoom world, and talk anything and everything related to your DLA journey as well. So feel free to reach me over there too. Hey, looks like we got 5 concurrent viewers in the building. Got some folks kind of chiming in a little bit late. You missed the presentation. However, you can catch the presentation on the live stream, on the replay. So feel free to I guess scroll back and grab some of those nuggets and push forward. But if you have any questions, for those of you who are joining late, because I've been 34 minutes into this conversation, and today is the day for you to drop any type of comment related to the DLA. The DLA guru is here to field any and all comments. All right, looks like we got 4 concurrent viewers. How many likes we got? I always like to see how many likes I got in the building, man. Likes they just kind of keep me going. Okay, 5 concurrent likes, or 5 likes and 5 concurrent viewers, I should say. So we got parity to the views and likes. That's always a blessing to me. A blessing to me. As you guys can see in the scrolling marquee going across the screen there, I think last week we had Magdalene. Magdalene was in the building last week, and she bought the DLA guru. She bought me some coffee. She bought me 5 cups of coffee, and I enjoyed every single cup, and I really appreciate that. So if you guys see my scrolling marquee, feel free. If you're really just appreciating the content in my YouTube University content catalog, and you found some videos that you said, hey man, this is pretty good. No one else is talking like this. Hey, feel free to send me a super chat. $1 a day keeps the doctor away. And if you're not like privy to sending super chats through YouTube, of course, you can find me on Cash App, and you can find me on Venmo, and you can buy me a coffee at the same exact handles at the @thedlaguru.com. I always love any contributions you guys can have to support the channel. It keeps me showing up, tuning in and tapping into you and providing value. Even on my vacation here in Galveston, Texas, I'm still here. The DLA Guru, very reliable. That's what I want to be. I want to be a reliable source for relevant DLA content whenever you guys may need to reach out and to, hey, need a lifeline here. Got this contract. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. DLA Guru, can you help? Of course I can help. Got plenty of content for you guys, plenty of ways that you connect with me where I can make sure you don't skin your knee, bump your head, and find yourself in storage room B and banned from doing business with the Defense Logistics Agency. You don't want that. So having a great coach, I always kind of consider coaching and folks in the content creation community as being kind of a lifeline, like security or insurance, to make sure that you guys do not do something stupid and find yourself in a world of hurt trying to support the U.S. federal government, United States, the world's largest and most powerful military on the face of the planet, the U.S. military, and how best to support it as Americans and authorized NATO nation participants by working with the Defense Logistics Agency and providing our warfighters with the products and or services that they require in order to keep our borders safe. This is what this mission is all about. So if this is something that you're interested in getting involved with, the DLA is where you want to be. The DLA is where you guys want to be when it comes to that. All right. So I'll hang out here for about another 5 minutes or so. Another 5 minutes just for folks that may be chiming in a little bit late. Again, it's August the 24th. Nice breezy day. Looks like we have 6 concurrent viewers in the building. Welcome. If you're late to the content, feel free to send me a comment, a heart emoji, a fire emoji in the chat. Give me some engagement. Let me know that you're really enjoying what the DLA Guru is cooking. And by all means, today is all about adding value to you. It's not just sit back listening to me. Hey, you want to drop me some comments? Let me know. Hey, I'm working on this. I'm working on that. Can you give me a hand? All right. Hey, we got Mr. Marcus Dunbar in the building. So let me go ahead and throw his comment up. Thank you, Mr. Marcus Dunbar. It says here, I'll read it aloud. He says, after watching almost all of your videos, I think I know the answer, but I'm going to ask anyway. On some solicitations, there are only a few delivery days. I've seen some with 3 days expected delivery. Hey, that is a fantastic question. And the second part of that question is, how should I navigate this problem? All right, Mr. Marcus Dunbar, hey, I'm going to put that comment back up for those of you who may be kind of joining us a little late. And that's a great comment. Great question, I should say, because the DLA, the Internet Bid Board says DIBBS. All right, so you'll get all these solicitations that come down. And by the way, Marcus, if you have that solicitation that you're actively looking at, feel free to drop that in the chat, and I'll go ahead and copy that and bring it up live on screen here for you for us to take a look at, and maybe some other folks that are chiming in could benefit them as well. But if you don't have the actual solicitation on the top of your head there, anytime that these solicitations hit DIBBS, the DIBBS has what's called an expected delivery date. All right. So EDO, expected to, actually, we call it the expected delivery date. I don't know exactly what the O stands for, but this is what they want. You know, they want to have the products come into their supply chain by this particular date. And so in your situation, they may have said 3 days, right? Now, we always say only bid what you can do. All right. So you never want to be be controlled by what the automated systems are doing. So if you can kind of think about a SAP system, you know, so the DLA has software and warehousing, you know, supply chain and software that's fairly automated. So it's going to look at what the DLA has in inventory, and then they're going to see kind of what the consumption rate is on that particular product. And so when there's a consumption rate that's fairly high, then the system is going to kick out these solicitations and saying that, hey, we will be bottomed out on that particular national stock number by this date. So they're then saying, contract officers, contract administrators, we need to get inventory in as soon as possible so that we don't find ourselves not having supply on a particular item that may be in high demand for the warfighter. All right. So that date, like those 3 days, they're saying, hey, you got to deliver this in 3 days. That's basically what the DLA is saying. Marcus, what I recommend you do is provide the delivery date that fits within your ability. So that is the ability of working with your vendor. If your vendor says, hey, these are built to order and we can't get it, we don't have stock, and it's going to take us 90 days to build these items and get them delivered. Hey, guess what, Marcus? When you respond to that solicitation, that's what you tell the DLA, because they're going to hold you to the flame on your delivery. Whatever you bid, your unit price and your delivery is what the contractual obligation you'll have to the DLA. So you don't want to get caught up in trying to meet what the DLA's requested delivery is versus what you can actually deliver. So hopefully that answers the question there. Now, you may say, well, hey, if they're asking for it in 3 days and I'm delivered in 90 days, does that give me a chance to win the contract? You know, maybe there's a vendor that has it in stock. And so that just may not be an opportunity that's aligned for you because you're just getting started with that particular national stock number. So there are techniques, Mr. Marcus, that I would recommend that you employ where you're looking and doing the analysis on the national stock number to know if that should be a stocking national stock number for you, meaning there may be a high demand for that item with the DLA. And then you're like, okay, should I warehouse this myself so that when these opportunities come up, because keep this in mind, Marcus, the DLA buys consumable items. That means they're buying them over and over and over again. And it never, there is no, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going. As long as the warfighter is requesting those particular items, a PR, which is called a purchase rec, and you can find those PRs all over DIBBS. If you see a lot of PRs for a particular national stock number, you know that there is a high demand for it. So that may be one of those items that you want to have in inventory. All right. But again, that's just a little bit of a nugget. There are some other techniques that we employ too. I highly recommend, Mr. Marcus, if you haven't gotten involved and invested in any of my training programs, that you might want to take a look at some of what the DLA Guru is cooking, because that can potentially 10x your strategies as it relates to that. All right. And looks like Mr. Marcus put a comment. He says, I'm excited to get your program using your birthday discount. Fantastic. Hey, I'm glad that you brought that up too, because the birthday discount does expire at midnight on August the 31st. So you don't want to delay. You want to get your copy of that coupon code and you want to apply it, because you're getting 50% off to commemorate my 50th cycle around the sun. All right. So I've been on this earth for 50 years and I'm offering 50% off all my training programs. And you can find that information, Mr. Marcus, if you log on to www.the DLA Defense Logistics AC Guru Gifted Unlimited Rhymes Universal. Yes, that's who I am. You can check me out at www.thedlaguru.com, and you can copy your copy of the coupon code by exchanging your email address for the code and then applying that code to get 50% off any of my DLA training programs. They are world-class and are guaranteed to help you hit the ground running for your success with the Defense Logistics Agency. All right, cool. And Mr. Marcus, thank you again for that comment. And you're based in Seattle, Washington. Yeah, man, you were out there with Boeing, man. That was my old stomping ground days in Seattle, Washington, man. It's the first time I'd ever had teriyaki chicken was in Seattle. People, hey, man, they don't want to sleep on the Vietnamese cuisine that's up in Seattle, Washington. Maybe you can attest there, because man, it's some pretty good Vietnamese food up in Seattle, Washington. There. All right, looks like we got 9 concurrent viewers in the building. 9 concurrent viewers. People kind of chiming in a little bit late to the content. Hey, you know what? Never too late. The DLA Guru is still here. And see how many likes. Okay, we got 7 likes. You know, I'm always checking the likes. The likes, if you like me, then YouTube likes me more, and it pushes out my content to a broader audience. So I always appreciate the likes. Thank you for that. It doesn't cost you anything to send the DLA Guru a little bit of love, and you can love me through the likes. But guess what? Any types of donations that you guys can provide to the channel, that goes even further. As I said earlier, $1 a day keeps the doctor away. So feel free to drop me anything that you like to kind of throw a little something at the DLA Guru. I really appreciate that. You can find me on Cash App, Venmo, or you can buy me a coffee at the handle at the DLA Guru, as you can see on screen in the scrolling marquee below my chin there. All right, cool. Hey, Marcus, thank you for the engagement. Hopefully that answers the question. Let me know if that answers the question. Throw a thank you or fire emoji in the chat. They'll let me know if I answered your question the way you were looking for it to be answered. And of course, if I'm not getting everything as far as the question, and it's like, that's exact, you kind of missed it a little bit, feel free, man, to shoot me an email to Mr. Marcus at fed.contracting@nmsupply.com, because I can definitely be able to connect with you and figure out ways we can align our schedules to talk more shop as it relates to your success with the Defense Logistics Agency. I am here to support that. Of course I am. Here. I got 8 concurrent viewers in the building right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and put on screen what I was talking about. If some of you guys are like, okay, I missed it, and what was the deal like here? I'm trying to find the right presentation of this thing. I think it's every time I get on here on StreamYard, sometimes it kind of plays around with my way I like to present it. That's what I was looking for. I couldn't find that one. All right, cool. We got 7 concurrent viewers in the building. All right, we got some folks kind of coming in a little bit late. I don't have any of my Brigadier Generals or Patreon members. If any of the viewers out there are Brigadier General or Patreon members, feel free to drop me a comment to say that you're in the building. And by the way, you want to go over into the community tab forum. You'll find a link that's unique just for Brigadier Generals. And if you're a Patreon member in the Patreon community, go on the community forum tab. You will find your unique link that will bring you over here in StreamYard, and I'll have you in the StreamYard waiting room, because I am scheduled to be around until 1:00 p.m. and it's now 11:47. And so I got about another hour and 15 minutes to be available for you guys to come up and mic up with me over here in StreamYard, so we can talk anything and everything related to the DLA. So feel free to do that. And if you guys are not a Patreon member and or a Brigadier General, for the 5 concurrent viewers in the building, in the chat posted, you'll find a link for you to join me over here in StreamYard today. Feel free to invest in me, and I will invest in you by becoming a Brigadier General member today. Don't delay. Today's the day. All right. So, and for those of you who may be new, of course, you can find a lot of this presentation on the replay, but I just put on screen here with the top 4 steps that I recommend for you to establish dealer wholesale accounts. And if you don't have this information in hand, a lot of dealers are not going to return your phone calls. They're not going to set accounts up for you, because they're going to say, you guys don't know what the hell you're doing, and you're just wasting your time, wasting their time, and they're not going to allow you to waste their time, because time is money. I tell you that. So the 4 top steps to achieve it, again, you want to have a dealer application. You want to make sure you fill it out correctly. You don't want to have anything that you're falsifying, because they're going to fact check it like you wouldn't believe, to make sure that you're not going to cause them any risk. They do have a risk management team that checks those applications. And if you fail, like if you failed a test in school, you get an F on the test, then you got to repeat that doggone course. And that's what will happen with you with those dealer applications. And of course, you want to be legit. You don't want to be riding dirty. You want to be legit and be registered at the state level, wherever you guys are doing business out of, and you want to apply at the state level and be recognized by your state, and get your sales tax exempt certificates in hand, so that the state knows what you're doing. Because when you're in Rome, you want to give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and that's what you want to do at every single state that you're doing business out of, to avoid those state sales tax that wholesalers will slap on if you don't have the relevant information in place. And of course, at the federal level, you want to always have your W-9 forms ready to rock and roll, because a lot of those OEMs and vendors love to have it, to love to see that you have your W-9 form available, and for them to log it underneath your dealer account number. That just makes their life a lot easier, and they recognize exactly what the heck you're doing. So that makes it even easier for you guys to establish wholesale deal accounts. And last but not least, you want to have your banking and credit references ready to rock and roll. You want to have the right format. You want to have the right information. You want to give those vendors and those OEMs all the information they need, so that when they're doing their analysis to find out they want to have you be a part of their community, their family of wholesalers, that you give them what they need to make the decision to move forward. All right. So those are my top 4 steps to establish wholesale dealer accounts. That's what it is. Of course, there are more steps to it, but those are my top 4 that I recommend when you're just getting involved. All right. You got any other love in the chat? We got 8 concurrent viewers in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, just kind of gave a summary, a synopsis of what this presentation is all about. You're going to have to hit it on the replay if you want to get the full deep dive into some of the relevant information that I have on today's live stream. But Mr. Marcus, he just put a comment on the screen. Mr. Marcus says, yes, I did answer his question, and thanks. All right, no problem at all. Hey, man, the Dealer Guru, I'm here to always give you guys all this great, relevant information, all this love, all this knowledge for you to be successful. This is what I am all about. All right, looks like, hey, we got some more comments kind of chiming in here. We got Pam in the building. Let's see, she says, thank you. Hey, Pam, no problem at all. Hey, I love some thanks. I love some subscribers. I love some likes. I love the engagement. So thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. And hopefully you're getting a lot more information. You're getting involved. You're saying you're getting excited. You're saying, hey, man, never heard the DLA. Who are these folks talking about the DLA? Yeah, the DLA. It's been around for about 60 years. It's a very, fairly young federal contracting agency, and they don't do a very good job, Pam, of getting the information out. They don't do a very good job at marketing who they are. So I'm just blessed to be in a position that I stumbled upon the DLA over 20 years ago and never gave up. I just got involved and kind of skipped my knee, bumped my head, and was like, you know what? I'm not giving up. I kind of like this. I can kind of work it at my own pace. I worked it. If you guys have 9 to 5s while you're starting a small business and trying to breathe life, that's exactly what I did. As you guys see some of the videos in my catalog, I've been working with the DLA in conjunction with going through my corporate journey. And it was just something that was like fantastic. I can do this at night, while everyone's asleep. When the cat's away, the mice will play, right? When the cat was asleep, I was playing. And so that's what the DLA is. It's a barriers to entry are very low. You can log on and you can literally bid on contracts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And they're awarding, hey, the DLA is hiring. They are awarding contracts, 10,000 awards every single day for things as small as a screw to as large as an aileron on a fighter jet. This is what the DLA is buying. And if you have the ability to offer these types of products at a competitive price with a competitive availability, the DLA is definitely looking to do business with you. All right, cool. Pam has another comment on the screen here. She says, I am... DIBBS was locked. DIBBS was locked here. Let me see. Okay, my DIBBS account was locked, but they unlocked me after turning in all my info. Fantastic. So welcome back. Yes, you can get locked. I'm telling you, they have a lot of cybersecurity protocols in place, and if you're not, doing what the DLA thinks that you should be doing, and you may have a VPN that you didn't know was playing in the background of your computer or something, and you log into DIBBS, you will get. Hey, talk to the hand, not to the face. So you want to make sure that you are doing the things the DLA requires you to do and to do business with them, so that you do not get locked out of DIBBS. Because if you can't access DIBBS, you can't bid. If you can't bid, you can't win. If you can't win, you can't grow. So that's what this is all about. There are some certain protocols, and being a part of my DLA vendor network. Yeah, I didn't really talk much about that. I got 9 concurrent viewers in the building. Welcome for the new viewers. But I recommend, in closing, because I am getting a little parched, for those of you guys who are joining me kind of late, you want to make sure you guys join when I go live. It's like once you see that notification pop up, join in. Because yeah, I'm only human. I can only talk as long as I can talk here. I've been talking, what is it, 54 minutes? But hey, what I'm doing in the chat here, I am putting a link where you guys can join me over in the LinkedIn community, because I think that that's really where the rubber is going to hit the pavement. Believe it or not, guys, without me doing any marketing, last week we had our very first DLA contracting officer who found me on LinkedIn and requested membership into the DLA vendor network, which is awesome. So that's organic. So the DLA is listening to what the DLA guru is talking about, and they're saying, hey, man, there may be some opportunities here to assist the DLA in supporting the warfighter for a few brave women and men who want to hit the ground running, learn the procurement processes, learn what to do in order to be successful at DLA. And the DLA is definitely looking to do business with you, because that helps them with their mission of warfighter first. All right. Fantastic. So thanks again, Pam, for that comment. But as I was saying earlier, guys, I am on vacation here. I haven't had breakfast. I had 1 cup of coffee, and I'm getting kind of hungry. So I'm going to hang out here in the StreamYard area, waiting for you guys who may be Brigadier General level and or Patreon members to meet me over here in StreamYard. I'm here for at least another hour. So I'm chiming off here these YouTube streets, but you can find me on StreamYard. Feel free to take a look at the comment section that's pinned in the comment section. There's a link to join me over here for you to upgrade your account at the member level to a Brigadier General, and then you'll get a link to meet me over here in StreamYard in the community forum tab, where you can click that link. It'll bring you over here in StreamYard, and we can talk anything and everything related to the DLA for the next hour. We can do a deep dive on solicitations that you may be going after. We can do an analysis on national stock numbers. We can talk more about how you can establish dealer accounts with vendors or OEMs like the companies like Boeing, Lockheed Martin, or Northrop Grumman of the world. I can provide you with some guidance on how you can position your company to get access to the source, because that's how you really make the ducats with the DLA. You want to go to the source. You want to be working with tier 1 or tier 2 suppliers. You don't want to get into the weeds of working with tier 3 suppliers. You'll always find yourself, chasing your tail and bidding on contracts that you'll always be being outbid on, because you're not close enough to the source. So having access to a wholesaler or a dealer account is paramount for success with the DLA. So feel free to click those links, upgrade your account, and meet me over here on StreamYard. But until we meet again, I'll see you guys at the top.